Hey guys, so here we go. This is student activity sheet 5, topic 8, exploring consolidating your skills with linear functions and equations. Wow, that's a mouthful. So guys, what this really is, it just goes through some things that you need to make sure that you need to know. In order to be successful in this next section that we're going to do, this is a need to know. So this page here, it's mostly going to be review. Okay, so on your own here today, please go through. These are the things that you need to know. And I want you to go through and list what skills do you have automaticity. Okay. Automaticity means that you can do without having to think real hard about it. You know how to do it. Okay. And this right here is what do you need more practice on? So again, guys, go ahead and take a minute, go through this, list which of these skills that you can do. Like I know it like the back of your hand. Down here, list which skills that we need some more work on. Okay, so number 2 here, we want to sketch the graphs for each of the linear functions as represented below. Okay, so let's just look at this first one. Okay, they want us to sketch a line that has a slope of -3 and passes through the point 1, 4. So what I did is I went over 1, up 4, put a point. Then it says my slope is -3. So that means -3 over 1. So from there, I went down 1, 2, 3 over +1. I could also go up 1, 2, 3, and then -1. Okay, so again, guys, that could be written as -3 over a +1 or +3 over -1. These are the same things. Take a look at this second problem here. The line has the equation of y equals 1 over 2x minus 3. So reminder, guys, that -3, that's our y-intercept. That's our starting point. So we're down here at -3. And then we have a slope of +1, +2. That means we could go +1, +2 over and over and over again. Okay, or we could write that as -1 over -2 because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So here I can also go -1, -2 and repeat that over and over again. Again, guys, we should have this down. Going on here, a couple more practice problems. On C, they want us to graph a line that passes through the point 10, 20 and has a slope of 0. Now, with this one, guys, you may have to adjust your scales a little bit. I did on mine. Okay, so in order to fit 10, 20 on there, I had to change my 2, 4, 6, 8 scales. Okay, so with, I've got a, my point 10, 20, and then it's flat. It has a slope of 0. This is like a 0 on top and a 1 on the bottom. So we're rising 0, running 1, rising 0, running 1, rising 0, running 1, or ever and ever, and that makes it a straight horizontal line. Over here on D, the line has the equation of 3x plus 4y equals 12. Guys, this is just a couple ways we could go about it. I found the x and y intercepts. Remember, for the x-intercept, cover the y, solve for x to get 4. For the y-intercept, we cover the x, solve for y to get 3, and plot that. Okay? The other way we could do this is if you've got to solve for y and put it into slope-intercept form. We'll do that down here at the bottom. Okay, so let's look at question E. Question E says the line has an equation of 20x minus 5y equals 4. Me personally, guys, again, I prefer to find the intercepts, but what I'm going to do, because I did intercepts up here, I'll put this in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to rewrite it, 20x minus 5y equals 40. Okay, slope-intercept form, get the y by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to subtract my 20x to the other side. I'm left with -5y equals 40 minus 20x. Get the y alone by dividing everything by -5 and then simplify. That leaves me with y equals -8 plus 4x. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, my intercept is -8. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I misjudged that by 1. That's all right. We'll put it down here. And then my slope is +4 over 1. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. Up 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. Up 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And we can connect that. Okay. Letter F here. Okay. With this, guys, we need to get the y alone. Now, to make things easier for myself, what I'm going to do is rewrite it. I'm going to say 30y equals 10x. Okay. I didn't change any math or anything here. All I did was just flip it around. Get the y alone by dividing both sides by 30. This leaves me with y equals 10 over 30x plus 0. Okay, I like to put that y-intercept there. Now, here's the thing, guys. We can reduce this. This is going to end up being y equals 1 over 3x plus 0. So I'm going to come up here. My y-intercept is 0. And here my slope is up 1 over 3. So up 1 over 3. Up 1 over 3. We can also go -1, -3. And we're going to connect that. It's important when we graph, guys, to extend those lines in both directions. Okay. Number 3. Number 3 here. Okay, here, write an equation in each line described below. Express each equation in standard form where a has to be greater than 0. Okay, so with this, guys, all they want us to do here is to make this be, instead of y equals mx plus b, they want it to go x, y, and then the number. So here, what I did was they said the slope of -4 and the intercept of -5. So I did that in slope intercept form. Well, we know standard form has the x and the y on the same side. So all I have to do is move that x to the other side. Because it's a minus, I'm going to plus it and plus it. These are not like terms. So what I'm left with is 4x plus y equals -5. And we can check it. ax plus by equals c. x, y, c. Okay. Letter B. This one is a little bit more difficult. And personally, I don't think they gave us enough room for this. Okay. So they say this line has a slope of 2 over 3 and passes through the point -2, 1. Guys, we have to use point slope form. Okay. Point slope form. That 2 over 3, that's our m. This -2, 1, that's going to be our x1 and our y1. So let's plug it in. Y minus 1 equals 2 over 3 times x minus -2. That minus a negative, guys, that turns to a big fat plus. Okay, so now I like to do what I call the Beyonce method. I'm going to take this 2 to the right, but just like Beyonce says, to the left, everything you own in the box to the left. Okay, guys, take the 3 to the left and distribute it. Okay, so again, we distributed the 2 to the right. The bottom goes to the left. So we have 3 times y minus 1. When I distribute that, I get that 3y minus 3 equals 2x plus 4. This is rough, guys. Okay, now I want to get both of my letters to the left, and I want all of my numbers to the right. So I got to move my 2x to the left, and I got to move that minus 3 to the right. Okay, and when I do that, I'm going to bring it over here so you can see. My 3y and my minus 2x cannot be combined. So I wrote it as -2x plus 3y, and then 4 plus 3 can be combined to make 7. Over here, guys, the line passes through the points. Given here, first thing we have to do, we have to find the slope. So I said 7 minus 3 over 4 minus 2, and that simplifies down to 2. Okay, put it into that point slope form that I mentioned up here, and we get that y minus 3 equals 2 times x minus 2. Distribute that 2 to get 2x minus 4. We need to get our letters to the left. Remember, writing standard form, x and y are on the same side. So I'm going to minus 2x, not like terms. I'm also going to get that minus 3 to the other side by adding it. These are like terms. I'm left with negative 2x plus y equals negative 1. Over here, D, guys, they say the line is horizontal and passes through the point negative 410. So to do this, what I did was I drew an x and y axis. They're saying it passes through the point negative 410. So I went negative 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I just pretended to count up 10, and I saw that spot was right there. Well, if the line is horizontal, that means it has a slope of 0. There's 0 rise to it. So it's just going to be y equals 10. And down here, guys, this one goes the other way. The line is vertical, meaning that it is straight up and down. It passes through the point 15, 20. Again, guys, I just kind of made up my point here, over 15, up 20. And again, they said a vertical line. This is an undefined line, undefined. And how we write that is just x equals a number. So as a reminder, if you need to take note, guys, y equals a number is straight side to side, horizontal with a slope of 0. If it's just x equals a number, that's a vertical line and the slope is undefined. Let's go on. Question 4. For each equation, estimate the solution graphically, then confirm the solution. Guys, don't worry about estimating the solution graphically. I'm going to take care of that over here. What they did here, guys, what they want when they say to estimate it graphically, they want you to split the equation. So they want you to write this as y equals 5x plus 8, and then y equals 20. So what I did, and again, I didn't do my scale very well. I didn't really think ahead here. So what I did was I drew my line of 5x plus 8, and then I drew in red my line of y equals 20. And where the two intersect, the intersection means they are equal to each other, means the solution. Okay, so what I just want to do here, we're going to solve this. Minus 8 on both sides gives me 5x equals 12. Divide both sides by 5. And x equals 12 over 5, or we can call it 2.4. And if we went up here, guys, that's about where that falls. It's a little right about in the center there of 2.5. Okay. So on this one, what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to show you how I would graph these first. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is distribute that 2. And my first equation is going to say y equals 2x minus 6. Okay. Boop-a-da-doo. We are going to count these by 2s. Otherwise, I'm not going to have enough room. My first equation, again, that's the left side here. Y equals 2x minus 6. So we'll call it negative 2, negative 4, negative 6. And my slope is 2 over 1. So up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Remember that these are negative 2, negative 4, negative 6. And these over here, I'm just going to count as 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a totally different color here to do this second equation. My second equation is going to be y equals 5x plus 10. So I have an intercept of positive 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And here my slope is 5 over 1. This is up 2, up 4.5 over 1. Okay, but we can't go up any further, so we got to go down. Up, down 2, down 4, 5 over 1, 2, 4, 5 over 1, 2, 4, 5 over 1, 2, 4, 5 over 1. Okay. I can see this line's going to look like this. It may not look like it, guys, but these lines will intersect. They will intersect. About what is this point down here that they're going to intersect at? It looks like that's -1, -2, -3, -4, maybe at -5, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, maybe -14. Let's see what happens when we solve this. Okay, so again, the first thing we did here was we distributed to get 2x minus 6 equals 5x plus 10. Letters to the left, I'm going to get my x's on both sides by subtracting, and I get -3x minus 6 equals 10. Add 6 to both sides, and I get -3x equals 16. Divide both sides by -3, and I get -16 over 3. Ooh, I think my answers were off just a little bit there. If we divide that out, guys, we get like negative, let's just use a calculator here. That'd be -5, so -5 point something. Well, I said -5, so I think I was pretty close there. All right, letter C. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the graphing anymore on this, guys. Let's just solve. Okay, when we see a 1 over x, that's the same thing as saying x over 2. Remember Beyonce, single. We sure do a lot with Beyonce. Add 15 to both sides, and I get x over 2 equals 40. Get rid of the division by multiplying, and I get that x equals 80. Down here, remember, this is a proportion, cross multiply. So with that, I get 3 times x minus 2 and 2 times 3x plus 6. After I distribute that, I have 3x minus 6 and 6x plus 12. I'm going to subtract my 6x on both sides, and I get -3x minus 6 equals 12. Add 6 to both sides. -3x equals 18. And then divide both sides by -3 and get that x equals -6. Here they want us to solve each equation algebraically. Okay, algebraically. Guys, again, that just means do math. Start by distributing. And I get 2x minus 8 plus 3 equals -3x plus 5. My -8 and my 3 are like terms. Put them together to make -5. So I have 2x minus 5 equals -3x plus 5. Get your letters to the left and your numbers to the right. I did this in one step here, guys. I moved my 3x and I moved my 5. And that leaves me with 5x equals 10, x equals 2. Down here, there's a lot here, guys. Double distribute, okay? So with this, I worked on just the left-hand side first. Take note, and this -2x is just going to drop down. My mama bird, my wrecking ball, my rainbow, whatever you're thinking is just the number outside the parentheses. So you should have -2 times 3x minus 4. And then over here, this 2x is going to drop down, and you're just distributing the 2. Okay, I'm going to pick out my like terms. So on the left-hand side, my like terms are the -2x and the -6. On the right-hand side, my like terms are the 6x and the 2x. Those 8s, the plus and the minus, they just drop down. So I get -8x plus 8 equals 8x minus 8. Letters to the left, numbers to the right. I'm going to minus 8x, and I'm going to minus 8 to the right. When I do that, I get -16x equals -16. X equals +1. Down here on letter C, remember I talked about having to find the least common denominator. The least common denominator. In this, when I look at my denominators, guys, that 8 has a 1 with it. My denominators, 3, 1, and 2. My least common denominator is going to be a 6. Okay, so I want to multiply everything by that 6. Okay, so here, and again, I'm just multiplying the top numbers. I have 12x over 3 minus 48, negative 6 over 2x plus 30 over 2. I'm going to simplify those fractions down, guys. 12 over 3 becomes the 4. 48 stays 48. Negative 6 over 2 becomes negative 3, and 30 over 2 becomes 15. Letters to the left and numbers to the right. Plus 3x plus 48. That leaves me with 7x equals 63 and x equals 9. Okay, this is a big one, guys. This is a big one. Again, this is probably a lot more difficult than anything we're going to ask you to do by yourself in here. Okay, before we can figure out denominators and things of that sort, we got to distribute these fractions. Okay, so when I distribute the 1 over 3, as a reminder, when we distribute fractions, or when I should say when we multiply fractions, multiply the top, multiply the bottom, cross off what they have in common. We're going to do that, okay? So 1 over 3 times 2x is 2x over 3. 1 over 3 times 3 over 2 becomes 3 over 6. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. And negative 2 times 1/4 is going to be negative 2/4. Okay, I'm going to simplify what I can. 2 over 3 can't simplify. 3 over 6 simplifies into 1/2. Negative 4x doesn't simplify, but negative 2 over 4 can simplify to 1/2. Okay, what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm just going to get my letters and my numbers on the same side. Make things a lot more easy for us here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to subtract that 1/2, and I'm going to add that 4x. When I do that, I get, ignore the orange for right now, I get 2 over 3x plus 4x. And those are like terms, but they don't have common denominators. We can't put them together yet. And then negative 1/2 minus 1/2 is negative 1. Now I'm going to multiply that by the least common denominator. Well, I have 1s and I have 3s. So my least common denominator is going to be a 3. When I do that, I get 6 over 3x plus 12. And then 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Simplify 6 over 3. Go ahead and cross off that next problem, guys. We're not going to do it. 6 over 3 simplifies to 2x. 12x is still 12x. And negative 3 is still negative 3. I'm going to combine like terms here to get 14x. And then 14x equals negative 3. Divide both sides by that. And we get negative 3 over 14. Don't worry about decimals on that, guys. Again, we're not doing this part E. And then lastly, let's take a look at number 6. Okay, number 6 here, we're going to just, these are same exact ideas, except these are inequalities. Okay, don't worry about the graphing. You can look at it to see what I did, but I'm not going to explain it. Solve this like normal. Okay, and we get that x is greater than 1. When I look at letter B, again, same thing here, guys. But the one thing I want to point out to you guys is that we are dividing this by a negative. When we divide by a negative, ding, 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 you must flip your sign, okay? And again, you can take a look at my 2 graphs here and maybe make some ideas here where my 2 lines intersect. We said x is greater than 1. We'll look at what we have here. Over here, where my 2 lines intersect, it says negative 5.5. Well, x, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5.5. It's right there also, okay? And then lastly, these 2 problems here, okay? Same thing, just a couple more steps to it. We get x is less than negative 7.5. And on this problem here, if you work through it, You can look at my steps. I get X is less than 6. Okay. Cross off number 7. Okay. And then let's head to your reinforced questions.